A week after more than 11,000 migrants arrived on this tiny Italian island, we watched as the final batch of 101, mainly young men from sub-Saharan Africa, left to board a ferry to the Italian mainland. Authorities here took advantage of several days of bad weather in the Med to clear the decks ahead of the next surge of migrant arrivals. It is a seemingly never-ending cycle in the mass movement of people across this sea. Lampedusa's geographical location, closer to North Africa than Italy, puts it on the front line of Europe's growing migrant crisis. But many of the 6,000 residents here say they feel forgotten, overwhelmed by the constant arrivals, with little concrete action from Europe's politicians. The Italian Red Cross run the main migrant reception centre on Lampedusa. They've been drafting in additional support to deal with the next surge in arrivals. The chaos of the last surge still fresh in their minds, where at one point 7,000 people were crammed into this compound, many clashing with police as they tried to leave. Serena Cornelia said the volunteers here felt powerless to help.
More difficult to give the support, but we try to give food, give kit, give psychological support and health support. So we have tried to take care of all the people inside the center.
There are real concerns here on Lampedusa that the tourist trade, the lifeblood of this island community, could begin to dry up if a solution isn't found to the crisis. You don't have to look far for evidence of its impact here. Near the entrance to the port, a migrant boat lies beached on the rocks, a gaping hole in its hull. The personal belongings of its human cargo hanging over the sides. Inside the harbour, dozens of other migrant boats that made it here in recent days lie tied up, awaiting removal. Many still full of tire inner tubes, used by the migrants as makeshift life jackets. Further along the quayside, fishermen unload the last of their catch for local restaurants. The winds that have kept the migrant boats away for several days have also forced these fishermen back to port. Giacomo Migno says the migrant boats are severely impacting their livelihood.
So when we encounter a migrant boat, we call the authorities. They tell us to wait, not to do anything. Then the Coast Guard arrives, or the police patrol. But it means we're financially ruined. It's a mess. Our work is badly affected. It's too much.
Unlike the vast majority of African migrants who want to head to mainland Europe, Talla Diouf has made a life for himself here. The Senegalese national says the huge flow of fellow migrants onto this island is simply unsustainable.
The government must find a solution as quickly as possible because the island has 6,300 inhabitants. Then, if 11,000 of my brothers come, it's a big problem. We have to find a solution quickly because nothing will be done until next summer.
For now, these migrants are headed for the mainland. But this is not just an Italian problem, it's a Europe-wide crisis. Many here will eventually head north, some to the coast of northwest France and onto another boat, this time across the English Channel. Mark White, GB News on Lampedusa.